Okay, now coming back to the fixed assets. Okay, we have created one asset manually, we have created one asset through FA. Okay, now we will, for these two assets we have used the straight line method. Now we will try to run the depreciation method and let's see how system calculates the depreciation. I will also show you the manual calculation. Sorry, what is my book? If I check this particular checkbox, system will run the depreciation and it will also close the period. There is no other screen to close the period. The closing of the period in FA happens simultaneously along with the depreciation process. So I do not want to close this particular period. I just want to run the depreciation without checking that particular checkbox. So when you run the depreciation program, there are a couple of programs which gets triggered in the background: generate accounts, depreciation run request, calculate gain or loss, process pending transaction, generate reserve ledger, couple of programs. So wait for all the programs to be completed. And you cannot run the depreciation from the submit new request. You should always run the, there is no option to even run from the submit request skin. Running of depreciation is always from this particular navigation or from the form. So in our current client, for our USD ledger, we have got close to 100,000 assets. I think 100,000, or I think so, some 70 or 80,000 assets. And this particular depreciation program takes close to 2 hours. And generally,
how frequently you are going to run this program, Arvind?
That's what I'm about to say. Generally, depreciation program is run only once in a month. Once you complete all your data entry, that is adding up the assets, you run the depreciation only once in a month. That's the reason why there is what you call no complaints from user, even though it takes 2 hours, because it's run only once in a month. It's not a daily basis. Okay, depreciation is completed. Now go to asset workbench. Now we'll pick up the two assets whatever we have added today. First one is this one. Go to financial inquiry. And here you will be able to see this is the first asset which we have manually added. 100,000 is the cost of the asset. Okay, it's a straight line method, and we said the life is 1 year. Okay, now let us see the calculation, depreciation calculation. 100,000, life of the asset is just 1 year, 1 year 0 months. So that means my depreciation amount is 100,000 divided by 12 months. So 8,333 per month. Here you can see the depreciation amount is 8,333.33. Okay, that's the depreciation per month. Okay, now check the next asset. This is 150,000. Even for this we have mentioned that the life is 1 year. So depreciation will be 12,500 per month. 12,500 is the depreciation. Okay, and if you look at this, this is the cost of the asset. Net book value is nothing but cost of the asset minus depreciation is called net book value. And here we have two other fields called YTD depreciation and accumulated depreciation. So what are these two? Take an example, there is an asset for 100,000. Okay, the life of the asset is say 5 years. Okay, so monthly depreciation would be 1,666.67. That's monthly depreciation. Okay, I have added the asset in October 2017. What is our financial year? April 17 to March 2018. Okay, for October, my October depreciation is 1,666. Okay, November this is October depreciation. November, December, January, February, March. Okay. So every month it will be same thing. If somebody asks me what is my depreciation per month, my answer is 1666. Okay. What is my YTD depreciation as of November? So as of November, what is my YTD depreciation? My YTD depreciation will be 3333. As of December, what is my YTD depreciation? 5000. As of January, so as of March, what is my YTD depreciation? 10,000 rupees. Okay. And again on April 18, if somebody asks me what is my YTD depreciation, the value is 1666. YTD depreciation is nothing but year to date depreciation for that particular asset in that particular financial year. So on April, if somebody asks me what is my YTD depreciation, my answer will be 1666. But in the current year, YTD depreciation as of October is 1666. YTD depreciation as of November is sum of these two, 3333, and so on. And there is something called accumulated depreciation. Accumulated depreciation is nothing but it is also called as life to date depreciation or LTD. So it is the sum of the depreciation of all the months. So if somebody asks me in April what is my accumulated depreciation, I will say my accumulated depreciation is 11,666. Okay, so that is what is YTD depreciation, accumulated depreciation. In the current financial year, your YTD depreciation and accumulated depreciation will be one and the same. So this is YTD depreciation and accumulated depreciation. So where YTD depreciation as of November is this plus November depreciation. YTD depreciation as of December will be this plus this. And in April, YTD depreciation will be the depreciation in that current financial year. Current financial year is April, so only 1666. But as far as accumulated depreciation is concerned, it will be this plus this, and this continues. Sorry. This continues forever. This also goes into the next financial year. Accumulated, the name itself says my depreciation accumulation since the inception of the asset or since the starting of the asset. YTD is the depreciation only for that particular year. So as far as the current financial year is concerned, you will be able to see the same value for YTD and accumulated depreciation, and that is what you are able to see here. My YTD depreciation, and in the first month your YTD depreciation, accumulated depreciation, and depreciation per month will be same. And in the next month, you will be able to see one more row here, November 17, depreciation amount is 12,500. But as far as the YTD depreciation and accumulated depreciation is concerned, you will be able to see 25,000, 25,000. Any questions here?
No.
Okay. Modifying the financial information of an asset. Okay. So here you can bring up that particular asset, and if you want to make some changes to the asset, you can click on open. If you want, you can even change the asset category. Okay. If you go to the books, okay, you can even at this particular stage, even after depreciation is ran for a month, you can again change the depreciation method, depreciation life, couple of things which you can change. If you change, the system will start a recalculation. If you change now, the depreciation method and life is 1 year, and based on that, system has calculated some depreciation rate. Now change the method to something else, and life to say instead of 1 year, you say life to say 5 years. Then system will start doing a recalculation of the depreciation, and if there is an excess depreciation or less depreciation which is already charged based on the new method, it is going to charge that particular excess or less depreciation, that is called catch-up depreciation, in the current month. It is going to perform those adjustments in the current month. So in this case, and I can even change the cost of the asset. Instead of 100,000, maybe I just want to update this to from 100,000 to say 105. Okay, save this. Now once you rerun the depreciation for this current month, system is going to recalculate the depreciation. Now whatever we have seen is go to the financial inquiry for 100,500. See, now everything is gone because you made some changes. There are some adjustments. Earlier it was showing a depreciation of for 100, I think 8,333. Now rerun the depreciation, come back to this particular screen and recheck the depreciation amount. It will not be 8,333, it will be 8,348 or something like that. So that change, whatever you have done, is called cost adjustment, adjusting the cost of the asset. Similarly, you can adjust the what you call depreciation method. You can change the depreciation life and other things. I mean, like in the this being a testing and training instance, I'm actually running the depreciation after making some changes. But in a real life, for you do not run this depreciation after creating a asset or after making changes. So that is part of your regular data entry. You do whatever the changes which you want. You add the asset, retire the asset, make the changes. You do whatever you want. At the end of the month, you run the depreciation program. That's once in a month. And in 11i, we have got something called rollback depreciation. That is like once you added an assets, you perform all your transactions, ran the depreciation, and then you realize that you missed out to add one more asset, or you realize that you forgot to make some changes. And if you want to make the changes there, you need to roll back you need to run a program called rollback depreciation program, and then make the changes and then rerun the depreciation. But whereas as far as R2L is concerned, we do not have a concept of rollback. You can add any number of assets, you can run a depreciation in any number of times. System will automatically take care of running the depreciation for the appropriate asset. Okay, I think for this particular asset we made the changes. 100,005. See, now you can see earlier the depreciation amount is 8,333. Now the depreciation amount is 8,375 because of the change in the cost of the asset. And next one is the transfer of an asset. So take an example. So when you say transfer of asset is actually moved from one location to another location, or it could be a scenario wherein you want to change this particular expense account or the department account. You want to transfer it from one department to another department. Okay, so this particular 000 is the department who is in charge of this particular asset. You can also associate a particular employee for this particular asset. So if you want to make any of these changes, either the employee change or expense account change or location change, then that is called asset transfer. How do you do asset transfer? So this is the record which has got the existing rows or the existing record. Now I want to move it from here to new record. So what you need to do is unit changes -1. Put your cursor here, enter +1. That is, you are moving one asset from here to new record. So the new record would be, it could be same expense account but could be a different location, or it could be a different expense account and different location. So what I'll do is I'll take the same expense account but different location. So I'm say, let us assume I'm moving this particular asset from India, and earlier was some state which is starting with the T. I'm picking up some other location, maybe some other building. See here, you can see that I'm moving from this particular location to this particular location. Expense account is same. Okay, and click on done. Now requery this. You will be able to see only the updated record. The old record is already available in the backend tables. But as far as the latest record is concerned, you will be able to see the latest record. You will be able to see the latest location of this particular asset. So this is a one way of moving a. This is a one way of doing a changes to an asset, that is transferring an asset from one location to another location or from one expense to another expense. And there is another way which is called mass transfers. Go to mass transactions, mass transfers. So in the mass transfers, what you are doing is you are selecting the book name, you are putting some criteria here. You can put a criteria of pick up all the assets under category computer software. Okay, move them from this location to this particular location, or you can say that it can be under any location. I want all the assets under Reliance Corp ledger with a category of computer software to be moved to this location, India. Okay, re-enter that. Pick up some other example. One record is saved, 648. Okay, click on preview. Sorry, one record is saved, and I think a request which got triggered in the background. Request. Now requery this. Now request got triggered. So the first one is preview mode. In the preview mode, you can see the list of all the affected assets. You can see these are all, these are all the assets which I created earlier. So all these assets now will be moved to the new location. Now again requery this particular asset. So requery this transaction number. Now you will be able to see run button is enabled. Earlier we ran in a preview mode, which is a kind of a draft mode where you are reviewing. Now click on run. Now run is a process which is physically, or like which is actually now transferring all these assets from the old location to the new location. Perform this mass transaction. Okay. Wait for this request to be completed. And once this request is completed, now oops, 5 failures. You cannot create identical distribution lines. Asset number failed. You cannot create identical. Okay, let's not spend time on debugging on this, but once this is completed successfully, you can go back to the asset workbench screen, and then you should be able to see the location for all those assets will be the updated location whatever you have entered in that particular screen. Okay, I mean in this case it is not successful. As it is not successful, you will be still be able to see the old location where they were created. So this is how you can do a mass transfers.